I never hit record. Fuck.
I didn't think you did.
All right. Well, we're recording now. So, NFL Week 6. The opening game is international play. The Denver Broncos -7.5 against the New York Jets. The New York Jets 0-5, going to London. They might be a little bit more focused on sightseeing this week than actually playing football. That being the case, we did have the Denver Broncos upsetting money line the Eagles a week ago, which they did, which was fantastic. This week, international play, anything can happen. But I do think that the Broncos will cover that 7.5. What's your take, John?
No real take. They're a much better team. They'll be much better prepared. And yeah, I have no problem with that. It's like being favored by 10.5 at home, which is a safe line. So I like that. It's a strong play, Denver.
Very cool. So the early window then this is one of my favorite games of the week, actually. I saw this line originally. It came out 5.5, and I was thinking to myself, man, people are going to be running to get this pick in. And I knew this line was going to move. It's the Cardinals at the Colts. The Colts were -5.5 to start. It's up to 7 points now. The Colts -7 at home. It wouldn't surprise me if this goes to 7.5 or even 8.5. I don't think it'll get that far by kickoff. But now that it is 7, you're kind of in push territory. But I am on the Colts to cover that 7 points. I just don't like
Yeah, I
it.
don't think I'm sorry, but I just don't think this is the type of game. I don't think this is the type of organizations where I'm not going to look too much into the money moving because I think it's moving naturally,
Mhm.
and people who really want to lay those points are thinking, oh man, I could have gotten it earlier. It gets to 7, and then yeah, I'll just do something else.
Mhm.
But I think it's just a natural line, and
Mhm.
the Colts, they're stepping up. They're winning on both sides of the ball. So even if they lose one of those battles, they still got a shot to win. So I
Yeah.
like the Colts. I'll lay those points, whatever it is.
Excellent. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to bet this game as well, John. So we'll see what happens there. We pick every game here. We don't bet every game, but we pick every game here on this channel. That's what makes us interesting here. The Cowboys. The Cowboys are at the Panthers. The Carolina Panthers have been pretty good at home, actually. They blew out the Atlanta Falcons at home. They beat the Dolphins a week ago. They were down 17-0 or 17-3. They come back. Bryce Young, statistically not great, but he's still able to lead that team to victory. Rico Dowdle, fantastic game for him last week. Um, it's tough, but I am on the Panthers. I'm on the Panthers plus the 3 at home with the Cowboys coming to town.
I like that. That's a good pick. I'm going to take Dallas. Dallas is laying 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me
Also,
Dallas.
yeah, also, John, this line was actually, I believe it was 3.5 as early as, or even earlier today. So it has just moved down to 3. I should have told you that. I apologize. The Cowboys were a 3.5 point favorite, down to 3 in that one.
Oh, okay. So they were on the road as 3.5 point favorites, bet down to 3.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that money, so I'll stay away from this one.
Yeah, I'm not going to bet it, but yeah, it's a tough pick. It's a tough game. We'll see what happens, but yeah, it should be a good football game, I think.
But here's the thing to think about. Do people bet America's team more
Mhm.
blindly than they bet on
Carolina
Carolina?
Panthers, of course, absolutely.
So that's one way to look at the line and just
Mhm.
and just go that way.
Especially
That's
coming
my
off a big
thinking.
week last week. They scored 37 points against the Jets. People have that fresh in their mind. I know it's the Jets. 0-5.
Well, remember how they condition you week to week. Remember the week before that they got shut out, and we're not even talking about that. So
Mm-hmm.
let's
Yeah,
not forget who Carolina really is.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. All right. The Cleveland Browns, they come off an international game a week ago against the Vikings. They lose that contest. I was actually on the Browns. I had them winning 21-17. They actually lose 21-17. So that kind of stuck in my craw a little bit. And the line was 3.5. So that was
You've done that
frustrating.
twice this year now.
Yeah, the
You've
other one
picked
was
the exact score,
oh,
just
just the other
reversed.
team. Yeah. So it happens. But the Browns are now a plus 5.5 on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers come off a bye. And they had played international, I believe, was their last game 2 weeks ago against the Vikings as well. So both these teams' last game was against the Vikings, and the Steelers won that game. The Browns lost their game against the Vikes. So Steelers at home -5.5. This is a tough one for me. I think everyone's going to be on the Steelers in this one, and I can't believe I'm thinking about doing it again. But I'm thinking about taking the points with the Browns. Probably not going to bet this football game, but for the purpose of the pick, I think I'm leaning the Browns to cover those points.
Yeah, I like the points too. I do not like the Browns to win. I think they'll lose. So the middle's the play here.
Mm-hmm. Love it. Yeah, Judkins has been good. He's starting to come into his own a little bit, and we'll see Dylan Gabriel. See what he can do. It wasn't a terrible showing for him. I believe something like 190 passing and a couple of touchdowns. So that's interesting. We'll see. This team could be having a bright future with him and Judkins, and you got Bond as the receiver. So we'll keep an eye on Cleveland, but it'll be interesting.
Something to add to that, though.
Yeah,
Make no mistake, these are not two evenly matched teams at all.
100% agree.
So, the Steelers could absolutely murder them.
Yeah,
but I like the points.
Yeah, the points are. It's really easy to take the Steelers here. It's a lot harder to go against them and take those points with the Browns. So I think that's the correct play.
Yeah, but money gone when you put it on the Steelers because you're laying the points, and half the money on the Browns at least is going on the money line. So those two lose. What's the winner? It's in the middle.
The middle, baby.
The unsexy play.
Malcolm in the frickin' middle. This is an interesting game, John. The LA Rams. This line started at 8.5, I believe, for the Rams. It is down to
I saw it 7 or 7.5 the whole way.
Oh, really? Well, I saw it at 8.5 at one point on either Tuesday morning or something. But I'm sorry, maybe it's a misread on my part. But either way,
it's probably just one of those weird fetish sites you were on.
Oh yeah, I gotta get off those. But it's hard.
Fantasy football, that's fetish.
Fantasy football fetish. So yeah, I think I would say you would probably agree that baked into that line is the fact that Lamar's probably not going to go this week. And actually, I didn't even look it up.
He's out.
He's definitely been ruled out at this point.
He's out.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I mean, Cooper Rush 3 picks a week ago. A terrible Raven defense. I mean, absolutely terrible. They made C.J. Stroud look incredible, which we knew. And the Houston Texans was one of our big plays of the week last week, and they destroyed the Ravens. We were all over that, and we killed that, John. What do you think about this spread, and which way are you going in this one?
Now, so we're at 7.5, right?
I'm showing it at 7.
I'm sure whatever it is, they'll cover it.
Heard and agreed.
Yeah, baby.
All right, we're on the Rams to cover. Let's go with the Chargers. Your Chargers, they're going East Coast. Last time they were on the East Coast, it got messy. They lost to the Giants on the East Coast. Who did they play last week? Oh, they played the Commanders at home last week. They lose that football game. So they start off 3-0 against the divisional opponents, and then they lose 2. And now they're on the road against the Miami Dolphins. The Chargers are a 4.5-point road favorite in this one. And for me, I think that's too many points. I don't trust the Chargers. I don't trust them this week. Herbert, we talked about, or at least I mentioned to you, his first read on, first and goal is that a Lad McConkey, he's wide open and he misses him in the flats, and then he waits for the drag across the back of the end zone that doesn't hit. And then they tip ball interception. They can't get it done. They're off the field. The Commanders march down. So I'm just not excited about what I'm seeing out of the Chargers offense. And when you look at, the running back position being decimated, and not to mention both their tackles are out this week. Both their left tackle and right tackle are out this week. So yeah, give me the Dolphins plus the points. I don't know.
The Chargers traditionally don't play well at all in Miami. I mean, even the powerhouse Charger teams like the 14-2 shoddy team, and these are teams that would just go in as big favorites, and even at home a lot of times too. The Chargers just traditionally have given a lot of games to Miami, and so you said you don't have confidence in the Chargers. I have tremendous confidence in the Chargers, but not against Miami. And that's just for tradition's sake. So I'm going to take Miami in this one, even to win.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that could be a nice little money line drag. But that's interesting, John, because you had mentioned too, and we're both Charger guys this year. I think we both think that they're going to get it together and make a push for it. It's not this week. All right.
That's right.
The Patriots. This is an interesting contest. The Patriots coming off a Sunday night football win against the Buffalo Bills. They travel to New Orleans to play the Saints. The Patriots on the road -3.5. They are a favorite on the road. Um, this is a tough pick. I mean, I love Drake May. He didn't even throw a touchdown pass last week to beat the Bills, which was interesting. Um, and the best part about the Patriots right now is the fact that they went into Buffalo as a 8.5 point dog. And for those of you watching at home, John picked the Patriots money line to upset the Bills, and they did just that. So that's a heck of a pick, John. So I'll let you lead off with what you think the Patriots will do this week against the Saints.
I really don't know. I think at 3.5, that tells me that it's a better's line for them. Are they going to perform? And I would expect them to be able to do that. But here's another thing. I also believe that there's a good chance, even though it probably wouldn't be to the Chargers for cap reasons and other things, but I believe that Kamara is going to end up getting traded.
Mm.
And so I could see this being kind of a farewell type of game for him. And so I'm going to stay away from the game. But if Kamara goes off, it's probably something about that. So
Interesting.
DFS nerds, you might want to take a flyer on him.
Yeah, very interesting. Good take. I mean, the deadline's coming up, and it's the perfect time to move a player like that if he's going to get moved. So, yeah, I mean that could be a heck of a farewell for Alvin Kamara there. Tough game to predict. I'm definitely not betting it. I guess I got to make a pick. I'm going to stick with my original pick and take the Patriots to cover the points. I don't love it, but it's just what I got to do. So this next game, the Seahawks and the Jaguars. This is a really interesting contest. The Jaguars are 4-1. All right, the only game they have lost is against a Joe Burrowless, mid game, Joe Browning or Jake Browning. Excuse me, the Jays out here, the Jays and the Bees, and the Jamar Chase Browns, and we got all kinds of stuff going on with the Bengals, who we're not talking about right now. So the Seahawks are on the road -1.5 at the Jaguars. So okay. So Sam Darnold has been fantastic. There's no question. I love Sam Darnold. Trevor Lawrence still he's not lighting it up. And somehow this team is finding ways to win with a mediocre running game, mediocre play all around. Like it's just crazy how they're 4-1. So I'm going with the Seahawks. The Seahawks secondary is banged up. Three of their best corners are out, or three of their best secondary players are out, or most are doubtful. They most likely won't play. But yeah, give me the Seahawks. I just think it's time for them to get a win and cover that 1.5 there.
I like the Seahawks too.
Well said. Heard and agreed. Next football game, the Tennessee Titans coming off a big time win against those Cardinals. I don't know how you lose the game. I mean, you want to talk about the Cardinals game. I mean, this is DeMercado walking into the end zone, about to go up, 28-6 or 28-3. This game's over if he scores. He drops the ball. They come back. Listen, God bless you. And this isn't a nod to the Titans, because the Titans, they did well enough. Titans +4.5 on the road against the Raiders. No Brock Bowers. I don't like Geno Smith. Give me the Titans to cover the 4.5.
All right. I can't say anything because, I mean, just like we said with Dart, if they're going to literally throw him a bone and like the Chargers go and drop a game over there, which we kind of thought was very, very possible.
Yeah, we hit
You
it.
will follow that with the first game on Thursday, and that's why I'm beating myself up over last night's game because
Too.
they're going against the Eagles, and the Eagles should have murdered them.
They've been
But
coasting.
they're not going to introduce this guy, give him his little cup of coffee to get the New York people buying into that team, more largely because of Scadaboo and not him. But they went out there, gave him and that team exposure on Prime, and so they looked really good, but they're not. Just to say that. So, what can we say about the fact that the Giants kind of suck. The Chargers threw them a bone.
Hmm.
The Chargers were artificially low. I mean, only 2.5 point favorites at home,
Hmm.
and
Yeah, yeah.
couldn't cover that. So I guess I'm just again PTSDing over that pick last
Me
night
too. Yeah. I
because
mean,
they suck.
I came out and said, "Hey, there's no way they're going to even score more than 20 points. They fucking dropped 34." I'm like, "No." So yeah, I get it, man. And I mean, after Jackson Dart, 110 passing, I think, against the Chargers, and then maybe he got to 200 against the Saints, but it wasn't, I mean, after they scored on the first two drives, it was like 14-0 or 14-3. Then they didn't score another point the rest of the way against the Saints. So um, anyway, give me a pick for the Titans and the Raiders. Titans plus 4.5 on the road.
Like I said, I got nothing to say about it. You got that now, just like Jackson Dart, he was the white dude they brought in there for his cup of coffee. He wasn't going to lose that game.
Mm-hmm.
Now that they finally won their first game, which had nothing to do with the quarterback on the Titans, they'll win this one too. That's how I feel.
Interesting. Love it.
But then I PTSD'd and I went off on a tangent, and
Yeah,
I'm going to do
it
it again.
happens. It's easy to do.
We got to cut this one short.
That's okay. The
No, I'm over it.
I'm over. Yeah, shut it down. The Bengals. So last week I loved the Detroit Lions. I was on the Lions, right? And this week the line's bigger. The Bengals are plus 14 and a half at this point at Lambeau Field. The Packers coming off a bye week. Um, all things indicate that the Packers are going to roll them. I actually like the Bengals to cover those points this week.
So do I.
Beautiful. Well, we're going to go like 100-0 this
And
week.
if we're wrong, then it's going to be an upset, but that won't happen.
Yeah. Well, we'll still cover the points then. Um, this is maybe one of the toughest picks of the week here, John. The San Francisco 49ers plus 3.5 at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers minus 3.5 at home. They're banged up. Left tackle's banged up. No Mike Evans again this week. No Godwin this week. The running back, Bucky Irvin's out again, I believe. So, you still have Baker Mayfield and you still have Egbuka. But you still got to cover four. No Brock Purdy on the other side of things. The Niners are somehow 4-1. Okay. And I've been picking against the Bucks, and I'm not going to do it again. I'm taking Baker Mayfield to cover those points this week.
That sounds strong, but I would take the middle because these two teams I could just see doing a seesaw battle, and then
Mm-hmm.
the home guy wins it at the end. You don't know if it's by a field
Yeah,
goal or not, but
right.
I think that Tampa Bay is going to win, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was by a couple touchdowns. But I'm just not crazy about the hook.
Yeah, never. Always got to beware of the hook, and also the Niners are with Mac Jones at the helm. They've been fine, and somehow the only healthy player on the team is Christian McCaffrey, who is usually out by week two. It's week six, so hey, let's go. Yeah, I think it's going to be a great game. So that one's going to be exciting to watch. Now we get into Sunday night football. The Detroit Lions are at the Kansas City Chiefs. Sunday night football, prime time, Goff versus Mahomes. 2.5. Chiefs at home minus 2.5. I love the Lions in this game. I love the Lions to win this game outright. I think they win by at least a touchdown. I know
No.
forensically, it's definitely a Chief pick forensically, but
Well, I'm going there because the Detroit's shown a whole lot more. I think them to win by a field goal as a cover is a little short. So that shows me a lot of action on Detroit. So give me KC to win.
Heard. Yeah, I can see it. I could definitely see it. KC could,
but not agreed.
Disagree. Heard, but disagreed.
There you go. I like that even better.
Yeah. All right, last game. Or no, we got two Monday Night Football games. Two Monday Night Football games. The first one, my Buffalo Bills of Orchard Park, New York. They travel to Atlanta on Monday Night Football Part 1. They are a 4.5-point favorite at Atlanta. Atlanta historically is fantastic at home. I am historically terrible with picking Atlanta football. So I'm not betting this one, but I'm going to take the Bills minus the 4.5. I got to do it. I think they have the bye next week, I believe, and I could see them either way. It's not really going to be the end of the world for them, but I think they bounce back and win this game and cover.
I like the points in this. I like the points.
Or
I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yeah.
get get Bajan going.
B B John or
Bijan
Bion.
Bijan Robinson, the mustard man, Bijan Robinson. All right, next fucking game. All right, the Bears, the Chicago Bears, on the road against the Washington Commanders. The Commanders are a 4.5 point favorite. What do you think, John?
It's that soldier, right?
No, it's that whatever the Washington Stadium. FedEx Field is some
At least you didn't call it the Red Skinatorium.
totally.
This is going to be my money line pick of the week.
Ooh, shit.
So give me the Bears.
I could definitely see it. I could definitely see it. The Bears off a bye too, I believe, right? The last game was against the Raiders. They survived that in Vegas. Yeah, I mean, plus the Commanders are banged. I had no scary Terry McLaurin, I don't believe, and Debo Samuel.
Yeah, they look terrible against the Chargers.
Awful.
You know, with the shade, you can't see me rolling my eyes. Oh, well.
Yeah, so I got to make a pick. Fudge. I don't know. I haven't made my pick yet. I will show you in the score prediction my final pick for that Monday Night Football. John, thanks, buddy. Yeah, that's it. That's the end of our show.